This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Dutch Island. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game Mud Hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. So let's read a little bit of the description. Welcome to Dutch Island. This map is a Dutch-based map with small fields, so it is great for everyone who doesn't want those large machines. But when you want to get some more fields or some bigger ones, you have the opportunity to extend the land at the sea, just like the Dutch are known for. So this map is really like Luca's Island that came out last month, where you've got the island map, but you could purchase water plots off the island, and then once you own the water plots, you can use the landscaping tool to raise the land up and extend your island out and basically grow your world. This map has one starting farm with all animals included. These pens can also be sold. There's also two small cow farms that you can buy and feed the cows for extra payment. This map is seasons ready with a custom seasons mask, as well as precision farm ready with a custom soil map. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on in. Go ahead and load up these mods. Pull up the log. And there we go. So when we load into the map for the very first time, we are just down the street from the shop. We can see the shop right off in the distance. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. We'll zoom on out and you'll get kind of a feel for how small the base map is compared to a standard play area. Take a look at the lands area. You'll see we start out by owning the main farm here, including field 17. The main farm includes a farmhouse. Then we have cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, and horses. Now there are two biogas plants on this map, and they're both very unique. As the description said, there are two small cow farms. Let's substitute that. There are two small biogas plants on the map. Basically, it's set up as a cow farm. You feed the cows is the equivalent of putting your silage in the digester. There's silage bunkers here for you to use that, and the slurry is basically your digestate trigger. So there's one here in the south, $168,000. One over here to the west of the main farm by field 10 for $163,000. Now the main farm, if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch, you do not own this land at the start. To buy it, it's $385,000. Now let's take a look at the unbuyable part of the land, which is basically the road networks and then all of the buy points, $471,000. And let's take a look at these plots of water. So immediately surrounding the map, we've got plots that are 45 acres for $73,000, 88,700, 77,000. We have some bigger plots, 176 for 108 acres, 136 acres for $220,000. As far as field size go, field 11 is just 23,000. Field 16 is $97,000. Go back here, we do have all of our standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 19. Now let's take a look at our custom soil map. So on the land, you can see we have an interesting mix, fairly big swath of loamy sand coming through here, a little bit of silty clay to the north, and then we have our swath of loam just below the silty clay, and over here to the west. Now, if we take a look at the prices screen, you're going to see that we have one main sell point for the bulk of our crops. You have our spinnery for our cotton and wool. We have a sell point for eggs and milk also. We have a custom sell point for wood chips. And then we have two forage sell points. They're going to take our silage, hay, straw, and grass, even if we don't own the two biogas plants. And then they are also set up to take our pellets. Take a look at our starting equipment. We've got a decent list of starting equipment. All of it is owned. None of it is leased. Do not have any animals at the start. And we do have contracts available. Take a look at our starting equipment. We start out with the Massey Ferguson 5613 and then the Fiat 1300 DT. So our tractors range in horsepower from 130 to 150. With a 1978 Lizard pickup truck with the SEK 802 trailer. We have the Cleveland Qualidisc Farmer 3000 cultivator, the Amazon D830 seeder. Then we have the V8000 slurry spreader. We have the Kuhn side mower, as well as the Tedder and the Pottinger windrower. We have the Knight RA142 EMR mixer. We have the Joskins water trailer, front loader arms, pallet fork, and then we move into the custom placeables. We have our cow area, sheep pasture, horse paddock, pig enclosure, chicken coop, and a custom sleep trigger. Now, while we can sell all of these animal areas, be very careful because you cannot buy them back. We can only purchase the stock animal areas. So be very aware of that. You have the ability to buy our custom boots for our sleep trigger, but that is pretty much it as far as customizations built into the map. So let's go ahead and get set up for that fly around. We'll take a quick spin around the map. Then we'll land down here at the main farm and basically take a look at it. Not going to get too terrible high because this is a pretty darn small map. Go ahead and do a little bit of a spin. See the berm of the island. And there are a couple cool tricks. Although I have to say, I think the execution of this, basically buying the water, building up the land, isn't the greatest. And I'm going to demonstrate that here in a little bit. So right here at the church, we go further down the street. We have our vehicle shop, our maintenance trigger. And over here we have a place to basically buy slurry. Buy slurry from here. There is a manure area over here to purchase manure. This is one of the two biogas plants. Let's go ahead and just take a landing. So we have our slurry trigger for our silage for a biogas plant. We have our digestate trigger, if you will. And then over here at the feeding trough, this is our digester. Bit of a natural digester, but a digester nonetheless. So at this biogas plant, this is where you dump your silage. Kind of an interesting spin on a biogas plant, I would say. This location, we have the viable manure heap right here. And then we have one of the two forage sell points right next door, right there. We're going to come back to the main farm here in a moment. In fact, this is where we're going to close out the video. This is kind of a secondary farm. The way it's set up, we have fuel here, we have some storage, and whatnot. Our second biogas plant here on the map is right here. Again, it is set up as a cow area. We have 2 silage bunkers this time for this biogas plant. The digester is right here. This is where you're going to sell your silage at, this biogas plant. And then our digestate is around the corner at this location here. Move on. We've got another forage sell point right here inside that barn door. Then we have all the other sell points are basically right here. We have wood chips. We actually have an area here inside the barn to buy farm supplies, seed, fertilizer, etc. We have a sell point for eggs, milk, wool, cotton. Then we have our sawmill, our log sell point. Now let me show you what I mean about how I think the execution on this basically expanding into the water could be done a little bit better. So a cool, interesting little trick. So you can see we have kind of a gate here. Big old metal door. Come up here and we click open gate. That is now opened up, allowing us then the ability to drive into the water. Okay. Now, under the water, I want to show you. That is a placed road. You can't landscape up above a placed road. Okay? So, even though you can buy this land, you're not going to be able to landscape here. You're not going to be able to bring the road level up. So you're always going to have a problem. You're not going to be able to drive off into the water. You will be driving off into the water. You won't be able to drive off and continue to drive onto the land. Let me show you that. You can see that I have now bought all of the unbuyable land. I have bought both plots to the left and right of this gate. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to landscape this whole area and bring it up to ground level. See what happens. I'm going to pick level, and I'm bringing up the ground, right? Bringing it up. Okay. But that is closest I can get because of that pre-placed road. And I have a concern that we're going to see this at other kind of road junctions. There's 3 other spots where the road continues on. Here we again have pre-placed road that continues on under the water. So once again, we're not going to be able to raise this immediate land up to the above the water level. We can do everything around it, but not that right there. Over here we have another interesting gate trigger. I have a sign, stop the work here. There we go. So now we can continue on. Now it appears maybe with this one, we'll be able to flatten this. But I don't know. I'm thinking we're still going to be stuck with a mound of sand because of that pre-placed road. Would have been a lot better if the pre-placed road ended maybe back here. And then we got kind of gravel for the last little bit on all of these little road sections. Same goes for here. And then there's one more. Here. This one might work. This one is sand. Depends on how far that modeled... Nope, see? That might work. That might work here because that model only goes to about here. Right, kind of about to where the water is. So again, I think a little better execution would have been to stop the formed road right up here and basically then be able to have just a painted texture for the rest of the road going out to the water. So here we have our main entrance, or one of our entrances to the farm. We have our cows to our right, horses to our left. Go ahead and just check out the chickens. Check out the horses. Starting equipment here. Some storage. We have our food trough for our chickens. We have a chicken buy point. 100 chickens. We have our eggs. Little exercise yard here to our right. We have our water trough for our horses. Again, we activate the animal pen extension mod, which is what puts these pipes here. 1, see if the map has custom support for the animal pen extension mod. And 2, to help us locate where the water troughs are. Here we have our buy trigger, 16 horses. We have our straw trigger. And then we have our food ring for the horses right there. Back here to the house, we have our sleep trigger with our boots. Over here to our cow area. Here we have the milk trigger. Again, we use the animal pen extension mod, and that is what puts the Lily milk sales machine up. Now, this is what will allow you to have automatic milk sales should you so wish, and you can get into this thing and move it around. Now, inside of here we have our water trough for the cows. We have our silage bunker for our cows. Here inside this gate, we have the buy trigger for the cows. 100 cattle. We have our slurry point. Then we have our food trough. Over here we have the sheep area. So we have our wool spawn point. We have a food trough. Our water trough. And then we have our sheep buy point. 250 sheep. Then behind us we have the pig area. So we have a manure point for the pigs. We have our pig delivery trigger. 90 pigs. We have our water trough and our food trough inside of here. And our slurry point for our pigs. So guys, that is Dutch Island. Let me know in the map. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this map? A nice little interesting map. I like the interesting spin on the biogas plants. I like the idea of being able to expand your horizons out into the water. I just don't think it was quite executed as good as it could have been. And until next time, happy farming.